come further this way towards me. I think a few across here, please. And once again, can I have a few people come this side just to get one in? Come on then. Somewhere over.
Poor condemned English, like sacrifices by their watchful fires, sits patiently and inly ruminates the morning's danger, and their gesture sad investing. Lank lean cheeks and war-worn coats presented them unto the gazing moon so many horrid ghosts. Oh now, who will behold the royal captain of this ruined band, walking from watch to watch, from tent to tent, that every wretch, pining and pale before beholding him, plucks comfort from his looks? A largesse, universal like the sun, his liberal eye doth give to everyone, thawing cold fear that mean and gentle all behold, as may unworthiness define. A little touch of Harry in the night.
Why does your soul drip with blood? I-D-I-D-O. Why does your soul drip with blood? I-D-I-D-O. And why so sad are you? I-D-I-D-O. And why so sad are you? I-D-I-D-O. Why does your soul drip with blood? I-D-I-D-O. Why does your soul drip with blood? I-D-I-D-O. And why so sad are you? I-D-I-D-O. And why so sad are you? I-D-I-D-O.
It is true we are in great danger. The greater therefore must our courage be. Good God, there is some soul of evil, of goodness rather, in things evil. Would men observingly distill it out? For our bad neighbours make us early stirrers, admonishing to us all that we should dress us fairly for our end. And thus may we gather honey from the weed, and make a moral of the devil himself. Now, go thee unto the princes in my camp, do my good morrow to them, and anon desire them unto my pavilion.
I will, my liege. Shall I attend, my grace?
No, fair cousin. Go with my brothers, and their wait. I and my bosom must debate a while, and then I would no other company.
God bless thee, noble Harry.
Who's that? A friend.
Uh-huh. Discuss unto me, art thou officer, or art thou base, common and popular?
I am a gentleman of a company.
Trailst thou the puissant pike?
Even so. What are you?
Why, I am a gentleman as good as the emperor.
Then you are better than the king.
Oh, the king's a boarcock and a heart of gold, an imp of fame, a lad of life, of parents good, of fist most valiant. I kiss his lovely shoe, and from heart string I love the lovely bully. What is thy name?
Harry. Leroy.
Leroy? A Cornish name. Art thou of Cornish crew?
No, I am a Welshman.
No, South Llewellyn.
Yes?
Tell him. I shall knock his leak about his pate upon St. Davy's Day.
Do not wear your dagger in your cap that day, lest he knock that about yours.
Art thou his friend?
And his kinsman too.
The fire go for thee then.
Thank you. God bless you.
My name is Pistol Cord.
It sorts well with your fierceness.
Captain Llewellyn.
In the name of Jesus Christ, speak lower. If you take the pains for to examine the walls of Pompey the Great, you shall find, I warrant you, that there was no tittle-toddle, nor pibble-pabble in Pompey's camp.
Why, the enemy is loud to hear him all night.
The enemy is an ass, and a fool, and a prating coxcomb. Is it meet, think you, that we should also be an ass, and a fool, and a prating coxcomb? In your own conscience now.
I will speak loud.
I pray you, and beseech you that you will.
Though it appear a little out of fashion, there is much care and valour in this Welshman.
Why, Father John Bates, it's not that the morning which breaks yonder.
I think it be, but we have no great cause to desire the approach of the day.
We see on the beginning of day, but I fear we shall never see the end of it.
Who goes there? A friend? Under what captain serves you? Under Sir Thomas Erpingham. Erpingham.
A good old commander and a most kind gentleman. I pray you, what thinks he of our estate?
Even as men wrecked upon a sand that looked to be washed off with the next tide.
He hath not told his thought to the king.
No. Nor is it meet he should. For though I say it to you, I think the king is but a man, as I am. The violet smell to him as it doth to me, the elements show to him as it doth to me. His senses have but human conditions. His majesty led by, in his nakedness, he appears but a man. And though his affections are slightly higher mounted than ours are, when they stoop with a like wing. And therefore, when he sees reasons of fears, as we do, those fears out of doubt be of the same relish as ours are, lest no man should possess him with any appearance of fear, lest in showing it he should dishearten his army.
He may show what outward courage he will, but I believe, as cold a night as 'tis, that he could wish himself in Thames up to the neck. And I would he were, and I by him at all adventure. So we were quit here.
By my troth, I will speak my conscience of the king. I think he would not wish himself anywhere but where he is.
Then I would he were here alone. So should he be sure to be ransomed, and many a poor man's life saved.
No, you cannot say that. Howsoever you speak that to feel other men's minds. And methinks I could not die anywhere so content as in the king's company. His cause being just, and his quarrel honourable.
That's more than we know.
Aye, or more than we should seek after, for we know enough, if we know we are the king's men. If his cause be unjust, then our obedience to him wipes the crime of it out of us.
And if the cause be not good, then the king have a heavy reckoning to make. When all those arms
And legs and heads chopped off in battle, join together at the latter day and cry, "We died at such a place." Some swearing, some crying for a surge, some upon their wives poorly left behind, some upon the debts they owe, some upon their children rawly left. I am afeard there are few that die well that die in battle. For how can they charitably dispose of anything when their argument is made on blood? Now, if these men do not die well, then it'll be a black matter for the king who led them to it, whom to disobey would have been against all proportion of subjugation. But this is not so. The king is not bound to answer for the particular endings of his soldiers.
they purpose not their deaths when they purpose their services. Every subject's duty is to the king's, but every subject's soul is his own.
Every man that dies ill, be ill upon his own head. The king is not to answer for it.
Aye, but I do not desire the king should answer for me, and yet I determined to fight lustily for him.
I myself heard the king say he would not be ransomed.
Aye, he said so.
To make us fight cheerfully, but when our throats are cut, he'll be ransomed, and us never the wiser. If I ever live to see it, I will never trust his word hereafter. You pay him then. That's a perilous shot out of an elder gun that a poor and private displeasure can do against a monarch. He may as well go about fanning the sun to ice with a peacock's feather. You'll never trust them again after. Come, it's a foolish say. Your reproof is something too round. I should be angry with you, were the time convenient.
Let it be a quarrel between us.
I embrace it.
How shall I know thee again?
Give me any gauge of thine. I will wear it on my person. If thou ever darest acknowledge it, I will make it my quarrel. Here is my glove. Give me another of thine. There. I too will wear this on my person. If ever thou comes to me after today and say, "This is my glove," and darest to challenge it, then I will swear to take the box on the ear. If I ever live to see it, I will challenge it. Thou darest as well be hanged. I will do it, though I take thee in the king's company.
Well, keep thy word. Fare thee well.
Be friends, you English fools, be friends. We have enough French quota now, if you could care to reckon.
Upon the king, our lives, our souls, our debts, our careful wives, our children, and our sins lay on the king. He must bear all. O harsh condition, twin born with greatness, subject to the breath of every fool, whose sense can no more feel but his own ringing. What infinite heart's ease must kings neglect, that private men enjoy? And what have kings that privates not have too? Save ceremony, save general ceremony. And what art thou, thou idle ceremony? What kind of God art thou that sufferest more of mortal griefs than do thy worshippers? What are thy rents? What are thy comings in? O ceremony, show me but thou worth. Art thou aught else but place, degree, and form, causing awe and fear in other men, wherein thou art less happy in being feared than they in fearing? Think'st thou the fiery fever will go out with titles blown from adulation? Will it give place to flexure and low bending? No, thou proud dream that placed so subtly with a king's repose. I am a king that find thee, and I know 'tis not the balm, the sceptre, the ball, the sword, the mace, the crown imperial, the intertissued robe of gold and pearl, the fast title running for a king, the throne he sits on, nor the vast tide of pomp that beats upon the high shore of this world. Not all these thrice gorgeous ceremony, not all these laid in bed majestical can get him to sleep as doth the wretched slave, who, with body filled and mind vacant, can get him to sleep, crammed with distressful bread. It never sees horrid night, the child of hell, but like a lackey, from the rise till set, doth sweat in the eye of Phoebus, and sleep all night in Elysium. And next day, after dawn doth rise, doth help Hyperion to his horse, and follows on the ever-running year with profitable labour to his grave. And, but for ceremony, winding up days with toil and nights with sleep, he hath the forehand and the vantage of a king. O God of battles, steel my soldiers' hearts. Take from them now the sense of reckoning, should the opposed numbers pluck their hearts from them. Not today, O Lord, oh, not today. Think not upon the fault my father made encompassing the crown. I, Richard's body, have interred anew, and on it bestowed more contrite tears than from it issued forced drops of blood. 500 poor have I in yearly pay, who twice a day their withered hands hold up toward heaven to pardon blood. And I have built 2 chantries where sad and solemn priests sing still for Richard's soul. And more will I do, though all that I can do is of nothing worth. For that, my penitence comes before all, imploring pardon.
My liege,
I know thy errand, and I will go with thee. The day, my friends, and all things stay for me.
and so our scene must to the battle fly. Can you walk on this way, please? There'll be another scene there. And so our scene must to the battle fly, where, oh, for pity, we shall much disgrace, with 4 or 5 most vile and ragged foils, the name of Agincourt. Yet, sit and see, minding true things by what their mockeries be.